guys, it's Sarah from Book Nerds and Fangirls. As you can tell, I'm not in my usual setting, but that's because today I'm going to be doing a bookshelf tour. Right now, the camera is actually on the bookshelf that I'm going to be using. Don't worry, I'm going to move the camera here in a second because it's actually a Vivitar, which is really close to a GoPro, so it's like this little mini handheld, and I'm still trying to get used to the camera work. So if at any point the camera shakes or the sound's a little distorted, I'm sorry in advance. It's just I haven't learned to use my camera yet, and it's gonna be a little different trying to figure out angles and stuff. Then the stand I have it on right now isn't like the most stable. It works if you're not moving the camera around, but if you're moving the camera around, it shakes a lot. So, forgive me if it's a little bit shaky cam. But hey, no one's really perfect at filming the first time. So, without further ado, let's get started on this bookshelf tour. We're about to get a little up close and personal right there, because I have to pick up my camera. So, here's my kitchen. So, this part right here is a wedding lantern that I had made for my wedding. This little knick-knack up here is my I Do apple that I had for my wedding as well. This is like, I have a lot of wedding stuff. I also would like to say this is only part 1. I have 2 other bookshelves, but it would be a long video if I managed to do all my shelves. So here is one of my other lanterns. It's glowy. It's really cute and pretty. My sister made it for me. And this shelf right here is my favorite shelf, but I got like a couple of other shelves on this. I also want to point out, say hi to my cat Shade. Hi Shade. Like, she always loves being in my videos, and this is one part what I love about having this camera, that I can now show my animals on it. So let's start here. I call this my favorite series of all time / my series I can't live without shelf. They're like my favorite series. I couldn't imagine life without them. Let's move all the extra stuff out of the way. And let's get started. So the first one I have here is my original Vampire Academy book. This was the first one I ever read. The first edition I ever got of Vampire Academy. So I love that one a lot. I also have the movie version of Vampire Academy. If you can't tell what my favorite series of all time is, it's this one. This is my 10th anniversary edition of Vampire Academy. I love that one too. This is my edition of Frostbite right here. Here, since the very first one I got sun damage, so I had to buy the new ones. I also have this version of Shadow Kiss. Just because, of course, I had to buy the new ones because sun damage. I have 2 versions of Blood Promise, the paperback edition that came with the packaging. I also have the Blood Promise hardback edition. I actually really like these covers. A lot of people don't, but I do. I also have the paperback of Spirit Bound, as well as the hardcover edition of Spirit Bound. I also have the hardback edition of Last Sacrifice, as well as the paperback version of Last Sacrifice, and as well as, these are actually out of order, I also have the graphic novels of Vampire Academy. This one is my Shadow Kissed one, this one is my Frostbite one, and this one right here is my Vampire Academy one. On this next part of the shelf, I have the Bloodline series by Rochelle Mead. I'm missing the second book in this one because I read it on my Nook when I actually had a Nook. So I don't have the physical copy, but I'll get the Golden Lily as soon as possible. So I have Bloodlines right here, the Indigo Spell, the Fiery Heart, Silver Shadows, and the Ruby Circle. Right here, these books, 5 books right here, are the Demon Kiss series by H.M. Ward, which is my second favorite series, which includes Demon Kissed, Cursed, Torn, Satan's Stone, and the 13th Prophecy. Right here, these 2 lovely books are my Ember in the Ashen series, excluding a Reaper at the Gates, because I listen to a Reaper at the Gates on Audible. This includes an Ember in the Ashes. Just look at these gorgeous covers. I hate the new ones. And I'm actually looking into getting the UK edition of a Reaper at the Gates, because I refuse to buy the physical copy. But here's A Torch Against the Night. And then on closing off this part of the shelf, I actually have my A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. But tricky part of that one is the other 2 won't fit on the shelf, so they're on the other shelf. So I have on this shelf A Court of Thorns and Roses, and that concludes the first shelf that I have on this next shelf down here I have more series that I love. I have another Lantern for my wedding, as well as my Mr. and Mrs. Sarah and Russ Blank, because I'm not pronouncing my last name on here for privacy reasons. But this is our Unity Sand that we used at our wedding. I keep this safe and secure on my shelf. So let's get started down here. So this is concluding. So this is the full look of the second shelf. So this shelf includes the other 2 of the Court of Thorns and Roses series, which includes A Court of Mist and Fury and A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. And then coming by right here is my Illuminae series by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, which includes Illuminae, Gemina, and Obsidio. I also have these books on Audible as well as in physical copy, because I suggest you get both. Like, it's worth the money. It's worth getting the physical copies and getting the Audible copies, because, well, this is, like, awesome in pictures and visual quality. You might get lost with the story, while on Audible you get more invested in the story than the look of the book, but still a pretty cool series. Over here, these 3 books are my Angel Fire series. Angel Fire, excuse how bad of condition it's in, because I used to have a rabbit and she chewed through my book, but the book itself is actually in good condition. So I'm not pulling out Angel Fire, but the Angel Fire series includes Angel Fire, Wings and of the Wicked, and Shadows in the Silence, and they're by Courtney Allison Moulton, I think her name is. Coming up next, I have my Hunger Games series, which includes The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, which is on backwards, and I didn't catch that before filming this video, and Mockingjay, which is my actual least favorite in the series. So these 2 books are the Harry Potter books I have in physical copy. I'm getting the rest on Audible, and I think the 5th book is actually upstairs on my need-to-be-read shelf. So I have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and the original copy of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So, next one, I have my Mara Dyer series. On this shelf, I have The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer and The Evolution of Mara Dyer, both by Michelle Hawkins, and I think it's The Reputation, or I can't remember what the third book's called, but the third book is on my TBR shelf. Next up, I have my Evermore series by Alison Noel. I know a lot of people hate this series, but I read it at a time where this series got a lot of hype. So this includes Evermore, Blue Moon, Shadowland, I believe its name is, Dark Flame, which is actually one of my favorite covers in this series, and Night Star. And I know that it has like the 6th book, but that was also on my Nook, so I didn't get a physical copy of it, because why waste money on a series you used to read when you were younger? So, next one I have here is my Hush Hush series by Becca Fitzpatrick. I don't have one of them. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the 3rd one I don't have, or the 4th one. So I have Hush Hush, Crescendo, and Finale, which Finale is like one of my favorite covers ever. I love the black and the white and the contrast, and I know a lot of people hate mushy covers, but I don't. So the next series is my Sweet Evil trilogy, but my other one is down on the 3rd shelf. So this includes Sweet Evil and Sweet Peril. And the next one's going to be down here. So let's scooch down here. Gotta get down here, which is on the floor and actually very uncomfortable on my knees. So right here is another lantern I used for my wedding. I have a lot of lanterns on my shelf if you haven't noticed. I also have this gorgeous book nook that I call it, that I got from Hobby Lobby for my wedding, because it was all a Midnight Summer's Dream themed. So of course it's gotta include books. And then here's another fairy lantern that I have. So this is my continued series / standalones. My standalones are actually somewhat down there. So here's my less liked series shelf, and you can tell which one's my least favorite series on this shelf. Hi, Shady. So on this shelf, it starts with my Sweet Reckoning, which is the last book in the Sweet Evil trilogy. So this next one right here, I have the Fallen series, but I only have Fallen and Torment because the other two are on my Nook. So I have a signed version of Fallen right here. I used to have 2 versions on this shelf, but I'm giving one away because it's the unsigned version I don't need anymore. And then I have Torment. And then right here I have my Unearthly series, featuring Unearthly and Hollowed. The last book in this series is actually on my TBR shelf. I have the completed The Awakening series by Kelly Armstrong, including The Awakening, The Summoning, and The Reckoning. I have the entire Night World trilogy. This is all bound books with secret stories include Secrets of a Vampire, Daughter of Darkness, Spellbinder, Dark Angel, The Chosen, Soulmate, Huntress, Black Dawn, and Witchlight. And then I have another L.J. Smith book, totally separate, called The Forbidden Game by L.J. Smith. This is actually my favorite book by L.J. Smith. I know, shocking. The Vampire Diaries is actually my least favorite book by her. And then I have 2 versions of the Morganville Vampires. This is a 3-book collection, and I don't know what stories come in them. And then right here I have my Twilight series, which includes Twilight, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn. I don't really want to pull books off this shelf because they take me forever to put back. Right here I have my 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. I know, I still keep them just for comedy's sake. And then we're getting to my standalones on this shelf. On these shelves. So I have Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover, November 9th by Colleen Hoover, Everything by Nicola Yoon, and The Hate U Give by Angie Thompson. So down here is more clusters of my books. Right here I have This house runs on love, laughter, and lots of strong coffee because my husband is a huge coffee addict, and I love my coffee too. I also have something from my high school called, we used to give awards all the time, and I got the Shy Very Pretty Award, because I used to be really shy in high school. That's cool. So I'm gonna put these up here, and I'm gonna start with these 3 books that I literally had no space for, because I run out of space all the time. So I have A Man Named Dave, Shatter Me by Tahar Mafi, and Nevermore by Kelly Cray. I used to be in the Nevermore series, not sure if I'll continue. So this right here is actually a continuation of my favorites / not favorite shelf. These books are just like a lot shorter, so they would throw off my balance a little bit. So this shelf right here specifically is my Ellen Hawkins part of my shelf. This includes Burned, Smoke, Impulse, Perfect, Tilt, Identical, and Rumble. Even though I swear I had more books than this one. I don't think I brought my crank down or my glass. I think they're actually upstairs on my other shelf, but we'll see when we get up there. This right here is my anime and manga part of my shelf. I have Demon Love Spell editions 1 through 3, and then right here I have Blackbirds editions 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know where my 4th edition went. I guess I just didn't find it and didn't get it. Oops. Right here I have The Girl in 6E by A.R. Torre. I have Adolescence by Gabby Hanna, Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur, I believe her name is, yep. I got Hex Hall by Rachel Hawkins, Vesper by someone named Samson, I don't really want to pull it out. I have Nightshade by Andrea Creamer, which is one of my most hated book series of all time, but I keep it because look how gorgeous this cover is. I mean, that's a gorgeous cover. I'm keeping it. And then I have Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken, Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan, Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rose, Matched by Ali Condi, The Lying Game by Sarah Shepard, and including this shelf, I have Dare You To by Katie McGarry. And then, last but not least, I have my overfilling paperback edition books down here, and my least liked books on my shelf. Some of these books I like, some of these don't. I have Telling Christina Good. A lot of my Lauren McDaniel books are down here, just to let you guys know. I have Telling Christina Goodbye by Lauren McDaniel. I have a cat moving my camera. Sorry about that, guys. I have Angels in Pink, Kathleen story, and she really didn't like it that I'm not paying attention to her, so she nibbled on me a little bit. Ow. I have How Do I Love Thee by Lauren McDaniel, which is up here. Breathless by Lauren McDaniel. Morning Song. Angels in Pink Holly story. Angels in Pink Raina story. Baby Alicia is Dying. Garden of Angels. Angels of Mercy. As Long as We Both Shall Live. Journey of Hope. I'll Be Seeing You. She Died Too Young. The Legacy, Making Dreams Come True. Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep. Reach for Tomorrow, which is like my absolute favorite by her. All the Days of Her Life. The Babysitter by R.L. Stine, as well as Dangerous Girls by R.L. Stine. Moving up here, I have Death for Chocolate, or Dying for Chocolate. I also have Safe Haven by Nicholas Sparks. Brianna's Gift by Lauren McDaniel. Sometimes Love Isn't Enough. Don't Die, My Love. The End of Forever. Ow. The Wrong Number. Hit and Run. The New Year's Party. Sorry I said ow, guys. My cat just wants me to play with her down here. I have Dream Stalker, West Side Story, and Romeo and Juliet. Hungry for You by Lindsay Sands. I'm Not Who You Think I Am, which I got in middle school. I also have Vampire Mine, Tall, Dark, and Hungry, Cut, Radiance by Alison Noel. I have another one of my favorite series, but it's way too short down here, which is Stormborn by Rochelle Mead, Succubus Blues by Rochelle Mead, Iron Crown by Rochelle Mead, and Thornton Queen is over here if people were wondering about that series. I also have The Dead Girls Dance by Rachel Kane, as well as Glass Houses. I have Mother Help Me Live by Lauren McDaniel, Everlasting Kiss, Bitten by Cupid by Lindsay Sands, Pamela Poehler, and Jamie Rush. I have Snitch by Van Deber, Heart of the Witch by Alicia Dean, Nightlight, which is a parody of Twilight by the Harvard Lampoon. I have L.A. Candy by Lauren Conrad, which, yes, that is Lauren Conrad from The Hills. I have Leaving Paradise by Simone Elkeles, Speak by Lori Hells Anderson, another version of the Frostbite graphic novel by Rochelle Mead, Red Riding Hood by Blakely Carpenter Johnson, as well as my Thornton Queen that is up here. I also have The Time Capsule by Lauren McDaniel, Morning Song by Lauren McDaniel. Pretty sure I have 2 copies of this. I Hate My Selfie by Shane Dawson, The Game of Life and Death by Matthew Brockburn, My Soul to Take by Rachel Benson, A Story of a Girl by Sarah Czar, Every Last Word by Camera Ireland Stone, Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, which I'm not getting rid of this cover, even though I don't really like the book because it's an exclusive edition. I also have Rochelle Mead Soundless because I can't get rid of any book by my author that I didn't like. I also have The Year I Turned 16, as well as The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks. And closing out my book tour, I have The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur, Pandora Hearts, which is another manga, and last but not least, Vampire Night, which I really like. So, there you guys go. That was my red shelf on my TBR, on my shelves. Next will be my TBR shelf. Sorry about the interruptions. My cat, Shade, loves playing with me, and I didn't really expect her to interrupt me a lot during this video, but what could you do? So comment down below and let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!